Now let's talk some NHL trade deadline real quick. It was kind of a sleepy trade deadline. There wasn't a whole lot of deals. Right before the deadline ended, there was a couple trades that went through. But let's talk about who are the winners, who are the losers. I think Colorado Avalanche had a very good trade deadline. They right now are the odds-on favorites to win the Stanley Cup. Last year, they added Brock Nelson to kind of be that second line center behind Nathan MacKinnon. This time around, they add Nicholas Roy, which I think was a good move as well. He's a good kind of two-way option down the middle. And then they end up getting Nazem Kadri back as well. So they add Kadri, they add Nicholas Roy, and they add that to a team that was already really good. So I think the Avalanche kind of a clear winner right now. I think the Ducks had a nice little deadline as well. They end up going out and getting John Carlson from the Capitals. They traded Ryan Strome, which I think, I don't know if that matters a whole lot, but yeah, I thought they did a good job. And yeah, they get rid of some of his salary. But I think getting John Carlson helps them a lot. I think the Ducks they're already a good team. They're going for the top spot in that Pacific Division, kind of battling it out with the Golden Knights, battling it out with the Oilers. So yeah, I would say good on them. The Blues, I think they had a nice little deadline. They end up getting 2 first-round draft picks, 2 third-round draft picks, and they get Jonathan Drouin, kind of a prospect. That was all because they traded away Braden Shen and Justin Falk, who are both kind of veterans. The Blues are kind of rebuilding right now, retooling, you could say. They didn't really need Braden Shen or Justin Falk, so they get some draft choices in return. Obviously, in the NHL, draft picks are not as valuable as in other leagues, but still, it's a good move for the Blues, and I think it'll help them out as they continue to kind of rebuild. I'd say the last winner would probably be the Calgary Flames. I think they had a good trade as well. They get Rasmus Anderson. They traded him to Las Vegas to get a first-round pick. They get a conditional second-rounder as well, and they get Zach Whitecloud. So I thought that was a good trade, considering that Rasmus Anderson, that's a rental, right? They're only getting him for a little bit. So you get a first, a second, and a player out of that. That's a good trade. They end up also trading away Mackenzie Weegar to the Mammoth. They get back 3 second-round picks for that, as well as a college prospect in Jonathan Castagna. And then on the deadline day, they make a couple as well. They acquire Brennan Ottman from the Rangers. They acquire Ryan Strome from the Ducks. And then they end up sending Nazem Kadri back to the Avalanche for a first, a second, and Max Curran, who's a prospect as well. So they are able to shed the salary of Nazem Kadri, who is still a good player, but he's older, and they get some good picks back as well for that. So yeah, I thought that the Flames made a solid deadline, some solid deadline moves again. As a rebuilding team, that's what you have to do. So for the Blues and the Flames, they're making moves to rebuild, retool. For the Ducks and the Avalanche, they're making moves to win. They're making moves to win right now. As far as losers go, I think the biggest loser, personally, I think it's the Oilers, just because they just did not make the moves they needed to make to win. I mean, they made a couple of trades. They added Connor Murphy, a defenseman, and they add a couple of depth pieces, Jason Dickinson and Colton Dack. They did trade away a conditional first rounder to get rid of Andrew Mangiapane's contract. I don't know, man. It just felt like an underwhelming deadline. They really need to win a Stanley Cup with Connor McDavid, and right now they just haven't been able to do that. And Connor McDavid could certainly leave in free agency. I guess he basically told the Oilers last summer, "You get 3 more years, and then I'm going to leave as a free agent, and I'm not going to come back if we can't win a title." So the clock is ticking for the Oilers for sure.